sport has the power to inspire and unite people.
Nelson Mandela's life is inextricably linked to sport and some of the world's biggest sporting showpieces. As a young man, he was passionate about long-distance running and boxing, and as a statesman, sporting success was never far behind. As South Africa's first democratically elected president, the country also experienced some of its biggest sporting achievements while he was in office. Madiba was a heavyweight who had a philosophical approach to the brutal sport. In his autobiography, he writes, "I did not enjoy the violence of boxing so much as the science of it."
Nelson Mandela has contributed in a lot of ways where boxing was banned internationally. We couldn't compete. Now, him having to have come in and democracy, and unfolded from there onward, we welcomed in the world of boxing. So that alone is a big contribution.
During his 18 years behind bars on Robben Island, political prisoners fought for the right to play football and even established the FIFA-recognized Makana Football Association in 1966. However, Mandela and other prisoners were in isolation and were barred from playing and watching the beautiful game. It must have made the moment even more sweet when he eventually helped South Africa win the bid to host the 2010 FIFA World Cup.
This is why it is so important that the FIFA World Cup will, for the first time ever, be hosted on the African continent.
He supported the 2010 World Cup, but traveled with us, and it was incredible talking not just about sport, but about his own vision for this country. He always recognized that sport plays an integral and very important role in building the kind of nation that he wanted to see.
Originally using rugby to build relationships with prison guards, his investment in the sport would eventually lead to one of the landmark moments in South African history.
I've met some interesting people, wonderful people that have shared their stories, that they played rugby in the townships, that they loved the sport, that they hated the Springboks and now they love the Springboks, and how a moment in time made them rethink and recalibrate.
We not only won the Rugby World Cup, but even more importantly, celebrated ourselves as one nation, uniting behind our victorious team.
1 year later, the national soccer team also triumphed, winning the Africa Cup of Nations.
I remember when Mandela came out to hand the trophy over. You were at that game as well, so you must have had a good shot of him coming out.
Man, it was actually great. Being there, seeing Mandela for the first time, it was the first time that I actually saw him. The magic that he created then, I don't know, man, if there's anyone who's going to be able to feel his shoes.
Madiba was also there when the late cricket captain Hansie Cronje led South Africa to Champions Trophy glory in 1998. Over the years, as an extraordinary statesman, Mandela remained a sports fan and an advocate who had a deep understanding of the social impact sport could make. Even when his health waned, he made an appearance at the 2010 World Cup final, a wave and a smile capturing his spirit and concluding yet another nation-building sporting event topped with Madiba magic.